So good evening, friends, and welcome to this session, Get Job Ready in 2022. Learn the secret sauce to increase your employability quotient. Fantastic. So I want you to take a close look at this image for 10 seconds, please. Take a close look at that image for 10 seconds. Yep. And I'll tell you, this is the current state with many of our students coming into the job market. Okay. So on one side, we have students, young professionals coming out of colleges. It could be Btech, non-Btech, CS, IT, non-CS, IT. It could be a regular degree, BCom, BSc, BCA, MCA, MBA. You name the course that you're doing, and all of you want to go on to the other side. What is on the other side? Other side is jobs. Other side is better companies, better domains, better salary, better city, better lifestyle, better learning. But unfortunately, the students are not able to go on to the other side, a large portion, because there exists a huge gap. Now, this gap we can look at as an employability gap, right? Just to give you some numbers, every year, 1.5 million engineers pass out of our country. 1.5 million, 15 lakh, 8.5 million graduates, BA, BCom, BSc, MCA, BCA, and so forth. That is 10 million. Do you know less than a million actually get a job? Let's say out of this 10 million, 5 million people are doing a graduation for the sake of it. It could be a peer pressure. It could be because the family wants him to do it, and eventually he wants to do something else, get into family business, etc., etc. But still, the balance 5 million are taking this route to find their jobs. Am I right? Do you all agree to what I'm making the statement? But why isn't they're not able to do it? It's not that the jobs don't exist. Go on the other side and ask the employer. Every employer is saying that we are not finding the right talent that is required. So today we are going to tell you how you can build your employability skill so that your transition from point A to point B, from campus to corporate, happens smoothly. It's not going to be easy, but definitely doable. Okay. It's all about being employable. That's the whole agenda here. It's all about being employable. So before we get into the current status, it's good to step back and see what has changed. Why suddenly this concept of employability skills has been coming. Right from my childhood, I've been told that score 80%, score 90%, I've been doing. And suddenly they are saying that, hey, this scores alone will not get you a job. You need to have employability skills. What's happening, right? Many of you might have this question. So let's look at the first traditional view. When I say traditional view, I'm talking about before 2000. Employability was all about, getting one job. Stability was the key. I'm talking about 70s, 80s, and 90s. I started my career in 95. If you ask anybody coming out in college in 95, it was all about a job, and it is a stability was there. Work hard on that job. Especially in 70s and 80s, get periodic promotion and increment, earn salary, get regular increment. This was the mantra. I'm sure go and talk to your parents or a little elderly people, they would say the same, right? But something drastically happened, right? Now, what happened here was the fast forward to 2000 to 2018. I think in this era, most of you not have been born or just around that time because you're graduating 2021 and 2022, right? Many of you. So around that time. So what happened in mid 90s was India got liberalization came to India. The economy was opened up. The jobs were coming in fast and from everywhere. So what happened during this stage was companies were hiring. A lot of companies were coming up and companies were hiring left, right, and center. So what the companies did was it was all about degrees and academic credentials. You have an engineering degree and you have scored 70, 80%, come over. You have an MBA, fantastic, come over. You have a BCA, you have an MCA, it was good enough. Okay, so what companies did was they hired you, they invested in you, they trained you to get ready. They also kept you on the bench. What do you mean by bench is that you will get to start a project. So you had almost a year to actually to start working. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't exist anymore. Of course, during 2000 and 2018, few people change jobs every 3 years, every 5 years or 7 years and move to different cities, countries, and different industries. So what I'm trying to give you is perspective. A lot of things are changing. Right? One, I showed you what happened before 2000 and what happened between 2000 to 2018. Now let's look at the current situation. When I'm saying the current situation in the last 2-3 years, it is no more the same. right? The job market and employer expectations has changed rapidly, and it will change even more in the coming years. So by the time you are graduating, you will see that the situation is changing rapidly on a month-on-month basis and year-on-year basis. So if you want to stay relevant, the key to stay relevant in this ever-changing scenario is to build your employability skills. So if you are having a notebook or a pen and a paper, please write down this word called employability skills. So today in the next half an hour or so, I'm going to tell you what are these employability skills. They are domain agnostic, they are industry agnostic, irrespective whether you're doing BCA, BSc, Btech, IT, CS, doesn't matter. I'm going to give you what is this 5 employability skills that you must have if you want to crack a job in 2022 and beyond. Okay. Now, what is this employability skill? Me and Shiv have been working around and defining what is this employability skill. And we wanted to give you a comprehensive look at the employability skills. Now, what does it mean? They are a combination of 3 things. They're a combination of skill set, tool set, and mindset. I'm going to explain to you what are these 3 buzzwords as we go forward that you and me require to gain an employment, to stay relevant in the job, and to have a career progression. Now look at the way in which everything has changed 2018 and beyond. To get employed, to stay relevant in the job, and to have a career progression, you need to have employability skills. Okay. And once you have the skills, it will enable us to achieve our potential and contribute successfully to the organizational goal. Gone are the days wherein which you're employed for life. India has changed. The job market has changed. Hiring process have changed, right? I'm largely talking about the private sector job. Maybe public sector and government jobs still are yet to change, but they will also change in the coming years to come. So remember these 3 buzzwords. Employability is a combination of skill set, tool set, and mindset. Now, let's look a little more deep dive into it. Now, is there a formula? That's the question. Is it 1/3, 1/3, 1/3? What is this skill set? What is this mindset? And what is this tool set is what I'm going to look at it. Okay, so let's look at what is the formula is all about. The formula is very, very carefully done. It is a combination of skill set plus tool set into mindset. Now, what is this mindset and why it is so important? And if you don't have that mindset, even if you have the requisite skill set and tool set, the net multiplier effect can be 0. So I'm going to talk a little more detail about it. And in terms of ratio, it is 70, 20, and 10. So if you want to be successful, if you want to get employed, do well in the job, and have a good career progression, you need to make sure that your mindset is in place, what the employer is looking for. You need to demonstrate the skills when he or she is doing the interview, and you need to be acquainted with some of the tools, because ultimately tools will help you to perform better in the job. Okay, so before we move forward, I wanted you to take a look at this statement from some of the top tech companies in the world. First one is from Elon Musk. He said that you don't need a college degree to work at Tesla. My God. Imagine if a Tesla puts a job opening, millions of people would apply from the globe, right? And he says, you don't need a college degree to work in Tesla. And you and me, all of us are going behind that 4-year degree or a 3-year degree. Some of them go on to do their Mtechs and post-graduation. And here is a top employer in the world is saying that you don't need a college degree. Not only Tesla, even Tim Cook, Apple CEO, said in 2019 that on an average, half of Apple's job in US included people without degrees. Similarly, he commented that several universities do not teach the skills that business leaders require more throughout their workforce. Now, if the top companies and the top leaders are saying this is eventually going to come to other companies in the world, and it will not be far away. Many Indian companies will follow it. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that the degree, what you're doing, you should abandon it. No, but don't think this degree alone is good enough to achieve your dreams and ambition. So what is required is to build employability score. So can you just go to your chat box and type yes, that you have understood so far that what we are talking about it. Okay, good. So is my pace okay? Is my voice okay here so far? Fantastic. So People doing currently studies, you must complete the education, very important. Okay, but that alone will not help you to go on to the other side. So you need to build employability skills. Now, if you go and Google it and search on the web employability skills, different people can give different contexts because it is a very fuzzy topic. So what we have done at Masai School is we have seen students over the last 2.5 years. Closely, we are observing people from with very good credentials, very good CGPA, find difficulty in cracking job, people with average CGPA doing it, people with hard work doing it, not so work not doing it. So we have figured it out. If you want to get employed in an organization, you need these 5 things. Remember this 5, no? 5, right? If you take care of this 5, you can create that impact. So I'm going to give you these 5 things that you must remember it. Let's start with number 1. First one is your hard skill, which is nothing but the domain that you are in. Whatever domain you are in. You could be a developer, you could be a marketing person, you could be a dentist, you can be a lawyer, you can be a chartered accountant, you can be any literature, doesn't matter. Whatever domain you are in there, that hard skill has to be top notch. Okay, now I'm going to come a little more in detail on that hard skill a little later. First, let me give you the 5 things. The second important thing that you must do and demonstrate is a communication skill. Now, many people think that my job doesn't require communication. You will be surprised that even a developer role, actually he spends 25% of his time coding, the balance 75% of the time he'll be working with people on projects and communicating. Okay. The third one is people skill. What is this people skill? Because you're going to work in projects, are you able to work well with people, work on a team? Are you able to have that interpersonal skill? I'm going to talk about it in detail. The fourth thing is the mindset. A professional mindset you must demonstrate. And last but not the least is the tool set. Somebody is typing here, I need some help. Currently, I'm not going to take those questions. We will take it up in Q&A time. Currently, you focus on the context that we are seeing. Completely immerse yourself. I'm making it very simple for you. What are the 5 employability skills that you need to do? Domain, communication skill, people skill, mindset, and tool set. Right? Let's go a little more in detail for each one of them. I'm not going to spend much time on hard skill because it varies from domain to domain. As a developer, you need to do something. As a digital marketing person, maybe something. As a sales, in something different. As a chartered accountant, will be different. But all I need to tell you is our hard skills are nothing but the specific knowledge and abilities that are required to perform a job. Please see the keywords. Knowledge and abilities that are required to perform a job or an activity or a task. Right? For example, let's say you visit a dentist. In fact, yesterday I visited a dentist. I had to do some treatment. Now, what are the hard skills that dentist should have? Dentist must be able to have an ability to diagnose the problem, right? Must be able to write some prescription. Must be able to carry out the job using various tools as a dentist, right? Must be able to have a skill to interact with the patient. Similarly, as a web developer, you must have a front-end technologies, back-end technologies, data structures, algorithm, understanding computer fundamentals. As a chartered accountant, you must know the financial statements, ability to file returns, etc., etc., etc. So these are hard skills. The best part about hard skills, friends, they are defined, evaluated, and measured. Hard skills are easy to learn, right? But many people look at hard skill as generally as knowledge. Knowledge has to translate into ability to carry out a job. Nobody went and asked the doctor, tell me what is the root canal treatment. No patient is going to ask, right? The patient is going to see how well the doctor is able to diagnose me, how well the doctor is able to understand my problem, how well the doctor is going to perform that procedure on me and give you a prescription drug that can solve my problem. So please remember this. So hard skills are specific knowledge and abilities required to perform a job or an activity. So that's the first employability skill. When you are in college, whatever domain you are there, please check yourself. Are you able to translate that knowledge into an ability? If you are a finance guy, are you able to interpret the statements? Are you able to understand if I show you financial results of a company, are you able to make sense of it? Otherwise, what is the point in learning it? Okay. So let's move to the second employability skill, is the communication skill. Right? After breathing, the second biggest activity human beings perform is communication. Right? But unfortunately, many of us have not built this skill. It could be various reasons. Maybe probably as a child, you were not exposed to an environment where communication was given important. At schools and colleges, they did not teach you the art and science of communication. And you also felt that I'm okay not communicating with people. Friends, at job, communication is fundamental. Now, before we go further, I want to ask you all this question: why many people struggle to communicate? Can you use the chat box and type why people are not able to communicate well? Fear, beautiful. Tejas Birudi, fear, not confident. Parthadas, shy. Mohammad Hassan, introvert. Okay, introvert. These are all some phrases that has come to us, and we believe I'm an introvert. They are all bullshit. That's a mindset that you're carrying. Okay, nerves, lack of knowledge, very well said, shyness. Now, have you seen as a child, you just go and observe a child. Do you see this in the child? I'm talking about a child, 1, 2 year, the way the child interact with another child. So confident, right? But what happens as we keep growing up? We start putting all these thoughts in our mind. I am an introvert. I'm a shy person. I come from vernacular medium. I studied in Hindi medium, Marathi medium. All these are all made up things. So fear, language barrier, knowledge. Many people don't communicate well because they don't have an ability to structure their thoughts. They are tensed. The moment they ask you to communicate, they are tensed. Anxiety, self-confidence is low, stressed, stammering, get conscious, pronunciation, and memory. Right? These are some of the reasons why people don't communicate. But let me tell you, friends, with a desire and with deliberate practice, you can overcome all of this. What if I tell you Winston Churchill, Mahatma Gandhi, and Nelson Mandela, they had all of them before they became leaders. They had fear, they had tense, they had anxiety, they were very conscious, and they avoided speaking to public. But all three went on to become the best orators you could see, right? So it is a learnable skill. It is just that we don't put efforts and we have surrendered saying that we cannot communicate. Now, talking about communication, many people think it is blah, 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 right? It is not. If you want to communicate well, there are 4 or 5 things you should take care. To starting with, it is listening. A poor communicator is a poor listener. Listening is the first thing that you need to work upon. What do you mean by listening? Listening is not hearing. There's a huge difference between hearing and listening. If you have a hearing problem, please go to an ENT and get it checked. I'm talking about listening. Listening is understanding what the other person is saying and interpreting. Hearing, interpreting, and understanding is listening. Right? Most of us listen to respond. So listening is the first skill you need to build. The second is reading. I'm really saddened by today. Most of the younger generation have stopped reading. They are only interested in looking at YouTube videos. It is good to do, but reading is to mind as what exercise is to a body. A good reader is going to be a leader of tomorrow. Read whatever you like. You like to read newspapers, magazines, novels, fictions, autobiography, self-development book. Read. Then you will see the difference it builds in your communication skill. Watching YouTube video alone doesn't build your communication skill. The third element is writing. People have forgotten writing. People are only texting. Texting is not writing. And what happens when you are put in a business environment? You are expected to write. You're expected to write a proposal. You're expected to write a debrief of the meeting. You're expected to write a thought process. People find it extremely difficult to structure it. So many people think communication is all about speaking and presenting. The foundation is listening, reading, and writing. If you don't get these three right, your speaking will not take you forward. Obviously, the fourth element is speaking, and the fifth is presenting, because today presentation has become very important. Irrespective of whatever domain that you do, you need to present your thoughts, views, and opinion. Like today, I'm presenting in front of you, right? Presentation skills are extremely important. It is a one notch above speaking skills. Now, let's look at, as I told you, in the total communication process, the importance: reading is 16%, writing is 9%, speaking is 30%, and the largest share is for listening. And imagine that your listening is bad. You're not able to concentrate what the other person is saying. When I'm communicating, you are drifting away. You're thinking about what you're going to do in the next 2 hours with your friend, or you're thinking about your yesterday's session with your friends. How are you going to communicate? People are not reading. People are not writing. People are not listening. How can you build your communication skill? So going back, if you want to build your communication skill, get your listening right. Read and write. Friends, communication is a skill that you can learn. That you can learn. It is like riding a bicycle or typing. If you have the deep desire to learn and implement the learning and deliberately practice it, you can become an effective communicator. That's all. There is no secret sauce about it. I studied in a vernacular medium. I studied in Kannada medium till my 10th standard. Right? I went to a college with the English medium only from 11th. Right? No, I was also struggling, but I had a deep desire in me that I have to speak, otherwise I'll be left behind. So a deep desire to learn and implement the learnings deliberately, practice it, you can become an effective communicator. Okay, next. Talking about communication, there are different levels. I'm just giving you an overview. What generally people associate when you talk to family and friends is level 1. Actually, I don't call it communication. It is mostly exchanging, some information. It is more about chit chatting. People don't correct your grammar. People are not worried about the pace at which you're talking. People are not worried about how you say what you say. As long as I understand, it is okay. And the very fact that I'm spending a lot of time with you, I know the way you communicate and I adjust to you. Am I right? Your parents don't correct the way you speak. Your friends don't correct. Family and friends, hardly they do it. And you are also comfortable because they don't correct. They accept you the way you are. So what happens is you continue to evolve like this for a long period of time, and that becomes a habit. But once you finish your graduation or finish and you are in the job market, you are expected to speak to your colleagues. You are expected to speak to your customers. Even before that, you are expected to communicate during interviews. And this is level 2. It's professional. That is what the difference between an informal basic communication that you do with family and friends, and suddenly the environment has changed. You're expected to be a professional. You're supposed to use your hand gestures. You're supposed to structure your thought processes. You're not supposed to interrupt the other person. With family and friends, you say, Rukna, main pehle bolunga. Can you do that in interview? No, right? So people find it difficult. The moment they say interview, what happens? There is fear, there is palpitation, anxiety, butterflies in stomach, palms get sweaty. I forget everything because you have not prepared yourself for this professional communication, right? But I would say you should not stop here. You should know one level above, right? The level 3 is what? When you lead a team, when you lead a group, when you talk between the departments, this level is for manager and leader. All of you have great potential to be a leader. Guys, I'm telling you, you're entering an era where India is going to grow tremendously. All of you will have good opportunities provided you have the right skill set, tool set, and mindset. India is going to be a hub for not just for the serving the Indian market, but the global market altogether. Obviously, level 4 is a subject matter expert. You give tech talks, you conduct webinars, you conduct sessions, you are a trainer, you are at a leadership level, C level, you are an influencer. So where is the starting point? Most of I am interacting with people, 80% of them are in level 1 and they simply feel that they can't go to level 2. Trust me, with a deep desire and deliberate practice, all this 300 people today can go to level 2. Once you come to level 2, going to level 3 is not a challenge. Most of you have kept glass ceiling as a barrier. You say, मैं नहीं जा सकता हूँ, मेरा language का problem है, मुझे बात नहीं कर सकता हूँ, fear है. So many of them wrote introvert. Who coined that word as an introvert? You decided to be an introvert. Okay. If today you decide that I'm going to talk to few people, I want to exchange my thoughts, views, and opinion, this introvert is no more an introvert. It's all you have defined barriers and drawn boundaries. So please come out of all this. Okay. So I want all of you to be there. I want to see your ambition. Please use your chat box and type which level you want to be. You want to go to level 2, level 3, level 4. Please type. Put L2, L3, and L4. I want to see. Okay, that's the spirit. That's very important. Some of you have typed L2. Most of them have put level 4. That is the aspiration. And whenever I speak with Pratik and Dupul, I keep reiterating the fact that talent is everywhere, but opportunities are not. Right? Today we saw that we have from Jammu to Kanyakumari to Surat to, I think, somebody from Northeast also. All of you are aspirational. Right? Keep your aspiration, keep your dreams high. So how to become an effective communicator? I need to go a little faster now. Okay, so first and foremost, you understand attending one session of Masai School, attending one session of Yogesh, or for a week or for a month, you can't build communication skills. It requires minimum 12 months. Minimum 12 months to move from level 1 to level 2. 12 mahine ka minimum time chahiye. Okay, now what you need to do is, I'm going to give you a prescription. If you're going to a doctor, they write RX, right? Prescription. I'm going to write DX, daily prescription, to build your communication skill. Read 10 pages every day. 10 pages every day you should read. Anything you like. You like newspaper, you like magazine, you like a novel, you like autobiography, you have self-help book. Please read for 10 pages and preferably English. Now, I'm a firm believer in my mother tongue. I speak Kannada at home. There is something called as Matrubhasha, and then there is a Vyapar Bhasha. English is business language. If you want opportunities to come and you want to grow, you need to be good in both Matrubhasha and Vyapar Bhasha. You speak at home, watch your Hindi movie, Tamil movie, Kannada movie, fantastic. Or read novels, perfectly fine. But you should build your business English also. So read 10 pages. Listen to podcast daily for 15 minutes. Remember, there are 4 things that are improving: reading and listening. The third one is watch TED Talks or powerful speaker. Today, YouTube, just you need to follow few people, watch their body language, watch their delivery, watch their constructing of their sentences, watch how they create impact, how they are able to catch your attention for that 15-20 minutes. And finally, write 1-page summary. Any topic that you read today, take one diary, and at the end of the night, just write 1-page summary. What you did today, what went well, what didn't go well, what was something surprising today. And you keep doing this, not for a day, not for a week, for a month, for a quarter, for 12 months, you will see a transformation. It is like a bamboo tree. Chinese bamboo tree, right? You keep pouring for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, nothing happens. And one day it grows 30 feet. This is how it needs to do. I don't know any other way. And today you have platforms like Zoom and Google Meet. Have a practice buddy. Ask your friend to be a practice buddy. If you want to play a tennis or a badminton, you need someone on the other side of the court, right? Otherwise, it is you don't really build your skill. So get on to a Zoom call. Think it is L2 communication, not chit-chatting with a family and friend. Imagine that he's an interviewer. Imagine that you're presenting to a client. And you do this not for a day, not for a week, not for a month, but for 12 months, you will be able to do that. Okay, great. So let's move forward. And it's all about being better. It's about being better 1% every day. And there's a beautiful formula. If I get 1% better every day, you would have 37.78 times better in a year. So if you are here, 37.78 times better if you do 1% better every day. And this formula is all about getting 1% better every day. Okay, so I hope you are getting into it. If you want to know more about it, please read this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. He's the one who talked about the tiny changes, remarkable results. Okay, great. So your goal in your life to build the employability skills is to always be better than I was yesterday. If you keep doing that, and deliberate practice is key. As you keep doing those 5 things, I gave you the prescription, right? Your own self-esteem will go up. When self-esteem goes up, your confidence goes up. And once your confidence goes up, you can go and attend the interviews or work in a team very confidently because your belief is up. And finally, your image in the company, in the college is completely different. So the key is deliberate practice. So if you follow the prescription that I have given to you for 12 months, next year, same time, you will come and say, Yogesh, I am a transformed person. You will say, Masai, thank you that giving me that formula. There is no other way. Maybe some people might do it in 10 months. Some people may do it in 11 months, but it is not going to happen. There is no magic. There is no tonic which Shiv and me can send it to your address. We don't have that. Okay, cool. So let's move to the third employability skill. I'm going to talk about the people skill. Right? As I told you, at work, you're going to work with people on projects to solve a problem. As simple as that. Whether you're a developer, whether you're in sales, whether you're in marketing, whether you're in finance, irrespective of the domain, you are not going to work in one corner of the world. Right? Even if it is a remote, it requires even more collaborative skills. Now, talking about people skill, there are 4 things you should take care: interpersonal skill, teamwork, collaboration, and building trust. Now, what is interpersonal skill? Interpersonal skill are the skills and behavior we use every day when we communicate. Just see that when 2 people communicating, what is the feeling and emotion that comes through? Do you like that person or you're uncomfortable? What does the other person feel about it? Right? Now, it is extremely important that if you want to be successful at job, you need to be effective in your interpersonal skills. Okay. And people who have better interpersonal skill have better progression in their career. We have seen so many of our students, and I've also seen some of my friends and colleagues who are good in their domain, but they're good in communication, but they don't have interpersonal skill. They are not given opportunity to be part of the project team. So when the projects are not given, opportunities are not there, how will you grow? So please build your interpersonal skills. Okay. So why teamwork is important? Because it creates synergy. It promotes sense and achievement of camaraderie, builds trust, fosters creativity and learning, complementary skills, idea generation, encourages healthy risk taking and shared workloads. So teamwork is highly valued in organization. It's not an individual sport. It is not like playing chess. Okay, even there you need coaches help and mentors help, but here in the organization you will all work as a team. No more lone wolf. So what is teamwork? It's your ability to communicate, coordinate, cooperate, and collaborate effectively to achieve a team's goal. Okay, so let's watch a short video, one of my favorite video here. It is the wisdom of geese. Okay, let's watch it. In the event if the video is buffering, I will share the link with you. It's a very short video. Let's watch it. Okay, if we just had the wisdom of geese, that's the whole item. So the world has changed completely, friends. I took you through the three different phases, right? Before 2000, during 2000 to 2015, and what it is. The world used to be like this, right? Just closely watch this globe, how the world has changed. The world has changed from this to this. The world has changed from this to this. Are you able to make out the change? The world has changed from this to this. Can you tell me what is that has enabled this change to happen? Can you use the chat box and type? How come the world has changed? Absolutely. www. The internet has made it right. Today, I can connect with anyone, anytime, anywhere, as long I have an internet, he has an internet, and there is a device on which we can connect through. So if you want to work, globe is going to be the boundary. It's not going to be I'm only in Bangalore or Karnataka, South India or India or in Asia. The globe is going to be the playground. So especially in jobs which are can be done remotely, I think this is going to be your platform. Okay, so get ready. So if you want to do well in this kind of a platform, collaboration is very important. It is nothing but ability to engage within and outside the group and do the difference. So the fourth important thing is all about mindset. Now, what is a mindset? It's a belief that influences how you perceive the world and yourself. Now, how this mindset is built over a period of time, right from your school days, college days, and to the adulthood, you have a set of belief, and this impacts the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you act in every given scenario. So that's the collection of belief. Okay, there are two kinds of mindset. One is a fixed mindset, the other one is a growth mindset. I will explain, all these are explained in our YouTube videos. I will share the link. Due to the paucity of time, I'm not going a little deeper into this. But remember, friends, mindset contributes 70% to the overall success in being employable and grow in the organization. You must have the growth mindset. Now, moving to that, next one is a professional mindset of a professional is all about problem solving, adaptability and flexibility, continuous learner, and achievement orientation. So during an interview, I try to see whether this individual can solve problem. Can he adapt to the changing environment in the organization and the market? Will he continuously have an ability to learn? Gone are the era where after your degree, you're done with your education, don't even buy another book. Here you have to continuously upskill and reskill and keep skilling onto the new area. And does he demonstrate that orientation for achievement of numbers? So last but not the least is the fifth one in employability is your tool set. Now, what is this tool set is all about? Every professional has a very, very robust tool set. Now, what does a tool do? Tool enhances the efficiency, right? And effectiveness. Let's say that I want to hit a nail on this wall. I can use a stone and a nail and I can do that. But what is that? What is the difficulty? I may injure my hand and the nail may get bent or the stone can get break. It will be very, very shoddy job. But on the other hand, I get a hammer, right? I get a hammer. So, and I have a nail. So it goes easily, right? It improves the efficiency and effectiveness. So as an individual, you must build this toolkit. First and foremost, do you have an impactful resume? Many people don't write good resumes. Resume is what helps you to get shortlisted. Now, if you want to have an impactful resume, you must have the content also. The structure, the substance, and the style of the resume has to be thought through, right? Now, the second important element today is your LinkedIn profile. Now, people before interviewing you, they quickly go and see whether this guy has got a LinkedIn profile. What is he doing there? Or is he just opened it? What is he talking about it? Whom is he connected to? This is all about social presence. The third element is projects and internship. This is something I'm very disappointed with most college students. Way back in 90s, I did 3 projects. First year, second year, third year, I had 3 projects. I don't see many of you not doing your projects. Many have not done internship. Friends, catches win matches. Projects and internships win interviews. You have time. People graduating in 2022, 2023, somehow do some projects and internship. It doesn't matter how it is small or big. Do projects and internship. Fourth one, get comfortable with writing high quality email. Get comfortable in using MS Office and Google Suite, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. Because at work, you will use this extensively. And all these are free, right? All it requires is practice. Practice some presentation, practice how to write some good Word document, how to write things. Keep doing it on a daily basis. And lastly, you must get comfortable. How do you do virtual interview? Your interviews are most likely to happen on a Google Meet or on a Zoom. How will you get comfortable in doing that? All through practice. So, sum and substance, if you want to move from here to there, you need to build your employability skills. The 5 employability skills: your domain, your communication skill, your people skill, your mindset, and your tool set. Each one of them have few elements, but largely these are the 5 things that you need to work on. Unfortunately, at college, the focus is given on knowledge. People who have an ability to absorb knowledge, retain knowledge, and reproduce knowledge is given certificate. It could be 60, 70, 80, 90, 95. But at work, that is not the one that people are looking for. Ability to transform that knowledge and make that hard skill work is important. Ability to communicate, read, write, listen, super important. Present. Ability to interact with people, collaborate with people, interpersonal skills, ability to work in team. Are you a growth mindset or a fixed mindset guy? What is the professional mindset? What is your tool set? Unfortunately, colleges have not taught you this. Some of you have been smart, listened, observed carefully, and you have picked it up, but most have not done. They come out of the college with a piece of paper and they expect to get employed in the current situation. Bahut mushkil. Okay, so I'm not scaring you, but I'm trying to do that. Now, people who are interested to build these employability skills, please visit Masai School website. We have a YouTube. In YouTube, there is a section called Skillathon. There are 10 hours plus content covering many of these topics, and we'll keep adding on a regular basis. Even this video will be hosted there on employability skills, and you can watch it. And each one of them is almost a masterclass, right? I'm giving you the why, the what, and the how framework. But the practice has to be done by you. I can't practice listening for you. I can't write for you. I can't read for you, right? You have to do it on your own. So 10 plus hour content there, carefully curated, carefully presented to build your employability skills. Okay, so it's time to invest. So on to build your employability skill. When you invest, what do you get? There are 4 C's. The first C is you become competent. That means you get the knowledge and the skill. Let's say that you attend a session on how to improve your virtual interview effectiveness. You come to know what are the knowledge aspect and the skill aspect to perform your virtual interviews. Once you become competent and start practicing it, your confidence builds up, right? And once you're competent and confident, you become very comfortable to attend interviews. The opposite is also true. Because you lack competence, you lack confidence, and you're not comfortable. The moment they say interview, "Arey yaar, interview karne ka hai." Email likho, "Arey yaar, email likhne ka hai." Because you're not comfortable, because you're not confident. Why you're not confident? Because you lack competence. And finally, when you have competence, confidence, and comfort, you're in control of your emotion. Many of us struggle at the interview or any work that we are doing because we don't control our emotions. If you want to control your emotion, you must be comfortable with that task. If you want to be comfortable with the task, you must have the confidence you can do. And confidence comes from practice. Confidence comes from experience. And for that to do that, you must have the requisite knowledge and skill. So before I conclude and take the Q&A, I want to tell you a story. For a long period of time, human being was trying to break a record. I know how many of you are interested in sports and watching Olympics. I'm a big fan of athletes and the way they compete and win. And they wait for 4 years to compete again, and they go back and practice again and again and again, the best in the world. For a long period of time, man was trying to break a record, and that is to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. 1,600 meters in less than 4 minutes. No, it goes back to 2000 years. The Greece people gave tiger's milk, thinking that the athletes can become stronger and complete that a mile in less than 4 minutes. They were not able to break. The Romans went one step forward and they let loose lion, right? Thinking that they will fear for life and they will run faster. They could not break record. And doctors in the 20th century said that human bones are not that strong. So unlikely they'll break the record of running a mile in less than 4 minutes. But in 1970, this guy, Roger Bannister, broke the record. He was able to achieve a mile in less than 4 minutes. A reporter went to him and he said, Roger, for centuries, human has been trying to break this record. They said it is not possible. How did you do that? All he said was, the distance is nothing. It is the first step that is difficult. Distance is nothing. It is the first step that is difficult. Trust me, friends, to build employability skill is not difficult. You need to take that first step. What is the first step? Is to have a deep desire to build those 5 employability skills. Then commitment for deliberate practice on a daily basis is important. If you want to build your communication skill, I've already given you the prescription, what you need to do. If you're able to do that, you'll be able to crack it. Okay, so little things don't mean a lot while building employability skills. No, they mean everything. So take care of the little things, the tips that we are giving so that you can build employability skills. I have seen many of the students accept the principle but resist the practice. Don't do that. Without practice, whatever we discuss, it will get evaporated in 24 hours. Right? You will say, हाँ मैंने Masai School का एक सेशन अटेंड किया था, कुछ 5 चीज है वो करने का, वो हो गया तो employability skill बढ़ जाएगा, मुझे काम मिल जाएगा. Where is the practice? Knowing is not doing. Today, knowledge is free. Right? This video is going to sit on a YouTube. Access to all the 8 billion people in this world. That doesn't mean that all 8 billion will get employability skills. It is those who listen, absorb, internalize, practice, they get it, the rest don't. Right? So I wish you all good luck to move from point A to point B. Thank you so much for your patient listening. I see the entire group staying till the end. I hope it was useful.